Evelyn,
Yes.
during that long rest, during the time when you are just doing some light activity, perhaps going over your notes or something similar, Boltzmann would actually approach you. Before we leave these halls, I think I'm going to leave the probe down here. When the flood eventually happens, I think here will be one of the last places to fall. The barrier is a curious thing. Its craftsmanship is shoddy in a way, crude, almost barbaric, but I can't deny a certain unique strength. Its creator was arrogant and definitely overestimating their own capabilities. But because it has flown into their work, it's almost difficult to describe. It's like the barrier has a confidence. It may be false, but just like a fool with confidence, either it bridges certain gaps. I really have no better words to describe it. It is quite indescribable.
Right. That would make sense and word to hear. So easiest to start off this way.
For a few more minutes, he continues to talk about the barrier, piquing your interest and unlocking for you two choices
Oh.
to continue on your research spiral.
Oh.
As you would see on your spiral, where you currently have made a step forward, there are two further choices. These choices require sometimes a certain task to unlock. These are these tasks. At which
Should I pick
point
one
you
or
will also require the specific school of the research credits to then continue on further. So even if you don't have this right now, this credit, which would be abjuration, you could still unlock this path now and then try to acquire one of these credits.
I see.
These tasks are not exactly timed, but obviously, given that some situations may pass,
Right.
that is sort of your deadline.
And I should pick one now, correct?
You can have both of them and then decide before, the situation that they can be used in expires.
Okay.
Of course, once you were to leave the hells, most likely,
Yeah.
then this one would become
Yeah.
unavailable. This one technically would still be possible.
Yeah. So I figured
you could also
situation
complete both
based
if you wanted. Of course, it would be twice the work.
Right. So I'll hold on to the burnout, but yeah, I feel like Evelyn would wait to see what situation popped up first, rather than being like, well, all right, let me just go find a fiend and chuck it into the blade.
You have freedom as to these opportunities, I would call them. And
Is this
when or where you would try and set them up.
Is this like related to the probe Boltzmann was talking about? Like we get to use the probe a little bit to do one of these, or something like sort of unrelated?
Sort of unrelated. While Evelyn is working with Boltzmann, technically her research spiral is separate. But one of these, for example, has a sort of timely tie-in right now because it
what he's
includes the actual shield that he just talked about. That is the golden shield that
I think
hangs above the city of Colchis.
Evelyn would be intent on trying to observe the blight from inside the shield as it reiterates from inside the shield. That would be the primary, like as she's listening, and she would be very intrigued in seeing the potential for that.
Secondary question, because regret is kind of helps sometimes. Are these things that I can help with or not?
That is completely up to Evelyn. This is sort of, tasks that she could see further her research. Whether or not she shares these or, asks for your help in is completely up to you.
She'd probably be talking about it. The opportunity to observe the blight in a unique situation.
That's good. Just because it's the kind of thing, like sometimes one of us can watch something while the other. Sometimes.
I feel like Evelyn has to be the one to observe it, or you'd have to take extraordinarily detailed notes.
I'm giving you a large amount of freedom with this one, which is probably a lot to throw at you immediately on the first session back. But, I mean, there are possibilities such as, if someone else experiences that situation, you could potentially view their memory. That would be pretty much the same.
That's what I was going to say, modify memory to show you.
Since it is very magic based, you could scry on the situation. If you so long as you scry from inside the barrier, that would also count. For example, there's you may approach as you will. There is plenty of freedom with these.
She probably wouldn't be talking about the process of the blight engulfing a fiend as much, because that one is a little bit more of a admission of we want to kill a fiend and give it to the blight kind of a thing. She probably wouldn't be talking about that part, that avenue, but she would openly talk about the option of observing the effects of the blight as it obliterates the shield.
With our scientific discussions out of the way, we long rest?
Yeah. Well, this would happen sort of during the long rest. Is there anything that anyone else specifically would be doing?
I mean, Huck's probably just crashed. He's been awake for a really long time.
You're cutting off a bit, Alan.
It seems like it's fine.
Okay. 1 nab for Silas.
I don't think I did.
I think we were resting in the space where Rhett's dad was, and Vint was, and the demon were kind of hanging out in the other space where we had combat.
Yes.
I don't think we have anything special. We don't have like heal anything. I think we mentioned
Not
food or anything. Yeah, so we're good.
Yeah.
Then, as you finish your long rests, as you awaken, what is it that you do? Okay.
Um.
Probably make the rounds of casting Death Ward on Silas and myself. And I can't remember. Does Evelyn say that she doesn't need it? I feel like I know that she doesn't need it somehow.
You are aware that she has the second heart. That stabilizes her, wherever that is. I don't think I have that item card out, but I think it stabilizes her after a long rest.
I thought it was immediate.
Sorry, no, yeah, that's I'm distracted typing. Trying to find the card. Yes, it immediately stabilizes her, so she doesn't do death saving throws. Trying to find it.
It seems like magic. Yeah, it's a touch range. Uh-huh. You rest there, buddy, and I'm also gonna do like this Pain of Solitude touch. Give you advantage on Constitution saving throws. And during this effect, creatures can no longer be freed from spell effects requiring you to be shaken awake. So you sleep extra good. And you have advantage on Constitution saves for. Let me roll a dice.
She stabilizes at the
hours.
start of her turn. It's not immediate.
Did you want Death Ward? Is what I'm asking.
It depends on where you're at with like spell slots and stuff like that.
I just long rested, so I got them all. But I don't mind saving some.
Yeah. I feel like if you want to save it, that's okay. Like, it's nice being instantly like back to 1 hit point, but you probably can do more with the actual spell slot.
Yeah, sounds good. Does Huxley want me to attempt casting Huxley?
I mean, if you want to, but it's fine. I am.
Just about indestructible.
Yeah. I think actually I
So-
don't need a spell for that anymore. I think that I can just do this. Because I'm strong and I don't want to go down and miss the fight.
Oh, okay. And then I cast the Daily Aid on myself, Evelyn, and Silas.
Nice.
For
That's
20 hit points. Look, that's to level
thank
5. I'm done with buffs for the day, Beggar. Thank you. Sorry.
you.
No, no worries. We all get ready for the day differently. I presume that eventually, after, getting ready, eating food, applying your buffs, you head out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We might have to splash water on him. Doesn't say anything about that.
Does Silas attempt to stay asleep? Okay.
I'll switch from a Constitution save to like trying to convince him so he can make a Charisma save instead. And we'll get him up.
Then, as you get up to leave, you realize that you don't actually know what the way looks like. You've only ever seen this hall, this part of the sanctum, as you teleported into here.
What
So,
absolute maniac.
You wander through the breach. A molten, broken wall, more so than a gateway. Even after your long rest, heat still emanates from its frame, and the floor stretching before you. Rogog's arrival had quite the impact, even beyond the hall's confines. The floor of the staircase you enter is almost entirely molten and hardened stone, to the point where even the staircase itself, hugging the walls, has deformed close to the center of the shaft. Enough remains of the stairs for you to ascend, and as you do, despite the fact that you are leaving the battlefield and the molten chamber behind, the stench of sulfur and smoke only seems to grow thicker the closer you get to the top. When you finally reach the edge of the pit, the staircase, a horrific sight presents itself before you. Images of a war that you could have fought. Piles, hills, nearly mountains of blackened and charred and twisted bones lie beneath the watchful gaze of two colossal winged lions of marble. As your eyes meet the polished jewels of their gaze, your true sight reveals their celestial nature. Stone guardians, their power now spent with no strength left to judge you with. You had certainly been aware that in the sanctum you'd be spared the full brunt of the fiendish hordes, but to see its full extent must feel nevertheless grounding. Even as you leave the judge's gate, in the long hallways beyond, you find signs of failed assault. Remnants of a whole other side to the war.
Yeah, glad we didn't have to fight our way in, at least.
And
Oh, that's me.
then, finally, you make it out beyond, towards a platform hewn into the cliffside. The endless pit of the abyss stretching below, past the golden hue of the city's shield.
Uh-oh.
Outside, you see a somewhat familiar sign. The Knights of Hell, some of which you had encountered before, aligned upon this overlook, standing still like statues.
We're told they would be guarding us until we go and see Baphomet.
I guess he's true to his word. Maybe.
We meet again and again under orders of a different master.
And I presume you've been told to take us somewhere?
We are to bring you wherever you please. The city of cultures is free to your perusal. In his onyx castle, Baphomet awaits Hines. He will not leave. He will not risk leaving his lair.
Interesting.
That gives us some time to consider things.
I'll look at Silas and be like, I wonder if prior offer still stands for you. It would be kind of rude to engage with Baphomet when we promised Lady L to go with something prior to that. If we can really wander free. Do you have any desire to go see the Lord of the Nightmares again, Silas? That's what I thought. Might be good to honor that.
This time, we are to bring you wherever you please.
Oh, do we want to go there first, or are there other things? Yeah.
You also have the limited option of seeing the city before it's entirely consumed by the blight. There could be things we could learn there.
It's true. Are there places of great learning in the city? Asking the knights this.
Most knowledge amongst fiends is accumulated throughout their long lifetimes. Some houses keep records, but most are too greedy to risk losing this knowledge to others. If you can find fiends willing, they may be persuaded to transfer their knowledge to you. But libraries in cultures you'll find not.
Well, we can think about who might be interested. It's probably better to make friends who might offer that to us. I say we still go with Silas's deal first and then look for one of those. What are you thinking, Win?
If it is knowledge of the future or your own fate that you seek, there are those demons that deem themselves oracles or seers. They ply their trade in the city.
That might be interesting to see what they have knowledge of.
Suppose.
You could also potentially see if you could visit Azul.
Yeah. I think she's
Possibly see if she has any information on Baphomet that we could trade for as well.
could be, yeah. I don't think that's as strong of a lead at the moment, but worth a try. Where to first?
If
Don't
Silas
everybody talk at once.
wants to have his combat with Lady Ildegorth, I suppose it's best to get that out of the way sooner than later.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go ride a horse.
With the
Oh gosh.
Ninth of Hell, you ascend to the streets of Colchis. This time, instead of simply flying from place to place, the knights escort you as you wander the streets of the city, where you already notice a shift, a change in the air to the moments you had first arrived here. Of course, then you were unknown, a rumor and outsiders. But now, especially among the Baphometians you pass by on the street, you are known. Some glances linger as you pass, but many avert, returning to their previous tasks once your faces are recognized. The city is built much like any other city you'd know. Of course, its means of construction are entirely different. And it appears that, much less so than any other humanoid city, there aren't great crowds along the roads. Every now and then you see traffic. Fiends hurtling through the sky in great swarms, galloping along the streets, all with somewhere to be. But not a constant stream, not as you'd expect from a humanoid city. As you pass many fiends that recognize you for their call to war or its results after. One demon in particular, however, you also recognize. You just passed through a large gateway, separating the lower streets paved with the fine powder of pale crushed bone from the upper district, the seats of power and wealth, cleanly cut from hellish mountains and stone. Here you come across a collection of odd housings, nestled along the road, in between the rising towers and halls of the original hellish abodes. A round, white, bone hall sits in the middle of the street, beams fashioned like ribs, the roof like a spine. Around the sides, crimson-red tents flap in the light, warm wind, ever pulling through the streets toward the abyss. More fiends crowd the street here than anywhere along the lower pathways, drawn to the seats of powerful fiends like moths to light or flies to honey. For lack of a better term, you've wandered into a market of sorts. Though what some fiends may offer in the darkened tents, you are not entirely keen to find out. The moment that stays you, however, as you pass by the Hall of Bone, as you come across a series of dark iron cages, is when you recognize a familiar face. Despite what you may have expected, the bars seem to hold only more fiends, many appearing weakened, huddled close into corners or leaning against the walls of their prisons like husks. Only a few appear enraged by their predicament, clawing and rattling at their bounds. That is when it sees you, a lunar devil. As its featureless face scans past you, it stops, jumping up and clanging at the bars of its cage. And in Infernal, in the voice that you've heard before, it barks at you before it seems to remember and switches to, I believe it was Elvish. That
Abyss, maybe?
Red understood.
Or Elvish, yeah.
You, free. We meet high in sky. You help. You pay. I serve. I beg.
Hey, it's that one again. Regular planes traveler. Well, marches army that way.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna make you guys smaller right now, but you are in your sort of escorted retinue as you stop for a moment.
Is this the fiend you came across at the... Oh gosh, the wizard's place that I can't think of also.
The dark something.
One.
Dark. Yeah. Yeah, his first name is Screeches incoherently.
Guess I'll resize.
Mm.
After all, it makes more sense.
Hang on. Why is it here? Let's go find out. Maybe. I don't think so, but maybe. Anyway, it just offered to me its
demons have lost their... How would you put it? They are more or less slaves due to debts that they owe. due to contracts that they've broken.
Ah,
You may acquire their service, take on their debt. It works much like in the mortal realms. Black gold, a currency of souls. It is more difficult. Many contracts and obligations protect these trades. If we were to free prisoners, if you were to tear down all of these cages, you would find that its inhabitants would still be unable to leave them. The consequences would be to die.
yeah, I remember the tales of deals with devils.
But while he has not so much extended an invitation, Lord Mammon has expressed interest in meeting you. Wanted to learn more about you. Should you desire to acquire black gold or trade, it would be of value to meet with him.
Well, we might as well go over and see who
Hmm.
owns this. I don't know.
A small child walked. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. You see a hawking figure standing to the side of the road near the tents that seem to contain many, many more cages, some empty, some filled. As you walk near the cages, as there is a wide berth given to you by the crowd of any other fiends in the vicinity, this looming figure would step forward, observing you as it is obviously keen in your interest in its merchandise.
You have interest.
What are they speaking common or
This one is speaking common. The Lunar Devil
Um,
was speaking Elvish.
right? Evelyn can understand Elvish, but she's gonna be limited to how many languages she can understand. I think she can cast comprehend languages. Trying to get to my spell list. I think she might cast that real quick on herself, for the sake of in case there's anything said around her that she can't understand. She'd want to know right now.
I'll let you know if
Um,
any other languages pop up.
But
This fiend is known to you.
Yeah, ran into it on the material.
I understand. A coward. Abandoner of duties. A debt it has amassed.
Oh,
A debt is its price. Do
What
not
is
be deceived. Despite its cowardice, its strength is unmatched, especially in light of the moon. Powerful enough it is to serve.
And who owns its debt?
Her contract, bound by Mammon. It is I, currently, who owns its debt.
Interesting.
And how much is its debt?
One false king's soul worth.
Evan will kind of glance over towards the lunar devil in the cage and kind of then glance back at Rhett. And saying this loud enough to be overheard, she'll shift to Elvish for the sake of that's what it was speaking. And say, that seems a price. I'm not sure you'd get anything worth what you would gain from this devil.
You pay, I serve.
Yeah, but like how and where?
I serve for life.
And it doesn't seem like that, since I believe that I heard something about abandoner.
I mean, that's literally what it
I
was doing. when
flee
we-
the blind.
Hmm.
Abandon only of extinction.
Well, you have lots of
I mean,
aides and servants and summons. Do you need another one?
not really.
No, none like I. I serve. I beg.
Oh, sorry. I've been talking in common, and then sorry, Elvish, back to it.
Evelyn was just
Sorry,
speaking in
Silas.
common for the sake of making sure it could be overheard.
It's we're not trying to be rude. It's just it doesn't seem to understand common. It's trying to convince us his life is like worth something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I
It-
learn common so you can serve. I serve. It
That's an
says this
incredible
still
talent,
in
actually.
Elvish.
Out of context, if we do save it, then Beggar has to continue to use this voice.
I hate you.
Hey, so we're on a new quest. We gotta find a false king's soul. Let's go. Okay.
Well,
okay.
then
We will.
something we can consider, but we'd have to exchange our funds of sorts.
We should meet with Lord Mountain probably once we haven't met him.
And
Probably
probably
needs
good
to-
to meet him before we make the decision if we bring him along to the material plane.
Yeah. And his like metal bee things were ridiculous, whatever they were. Forms of I don't even know. Anyway, unrelated. Sort of. Do we want where are we? What's the closest thing? Can keep going with Silas's plan though.
We are before the halls of Mesut and the other guard.
Perfect. Let's go in. Oh yeah.
No, stay. I serve. I beg.
I literally don't have money.
And you continue on. Just a little further up the way, you will return to a familiar place.
One false kinsolver?
False king.
False.
Correct.
Got it.
So like a soul coin, presumably containing the soul of one false king.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Which we have no concept of the actual value of. So.
No idea what that means.
Do we have soul coins at all?
Black gold, whatever it was described as.
You are not aware of owning any soul coins currently. You technically
You know what,
are
though?
in possession of a soul, which is anchored by Boltzmann, but that is also Red's father. So
Okay,
It's
but
been real. It's been
they
fun.
did just call them
selling-
black coins.
Yeah, exactly.
So all you have to do, Hux, is take some gold coins, or even take some
Yeah.
coins and just rub them between your hands a bit.
okay, yeah, all right. Okay.
He abandoned me. I abandoned him. Easy.
I mean, if you think about it, he is also like really old,
Yeah.
He's had his time in the sun, I guess.
Crypt. Whatever.
Too many characters. I have to move right now.
We marched the army in the door.
Yeah, I mean, they would follow you inside and probably dominate the space. Currently, the Hall of Mesut is fairly empty. You, of course, see, as before, numerous fiends also in cages. And a few fiends wandering through in between them. But most of the attention in this hall currently is on you.
I was gonna say to this guy, "Hey, what's up? Long time no see." No hard feelings. Maybe that was your brother. Sorry.
Its
Keep going.
expression at your comment is unreadable.
Uh-huh.
But from the far side of the hall, you will once again hear a booming voice. You've done it. You've done what she wanted, in a way.
We have a different nightmare now.
But a different scale. You would Test yourself against all of fiend kind. Admirable. Yet you seemed so hesitant before.
Well, planning and hesitance are a little bit of a different thing. You gotta take the biggest fights first sometimes.
Cunning and cowardice are separate, yet closer than one might think.
That is very wise of you. We'll keep that in
Yet
mind.
you speak true. You certainly return not a coward. Would that I would have taken Rogog up on his words and faced you myself.
You should have, to be honest. He was, I mean, it was okay, but it would have been more fun. Absolutely
Tempting.
bluffing my face.
But crude as Rogog, I am not.
Oh, good point.
War is not my domain.
I believe that Silas perhaps may have business with the lady, though, specifically.
If you see a few of the snake heads on the boar's back sort of reach up and hiss. Her lady is pleased, but you are here for more. Greed is the domain of Mammon Bud. Her offer stands still. You sound to best, Lady Aldegorth. 30 seconds. So long as you do not fall and remain on her back, she decides to grant you her boon. Not a crude test, as Rogog would have planned, but ferocious and vicious, nonetheless. With this short gallop of hooves, you see the fiend arc through the air. A streak of red fire where she gallops through the sky, landing in the midst of the pool of lava at the center of the menagerie. Mhm.
We can't be called a coward.
Whereas Silas, you've got this.
30 seconds, half a minute, 5 turns.
Remember when you rode those frogs? You were the best I'd ever seen. I'll give you a inspiration as well.
Mhm. The horse almost trots in this half circle, and this with a slight bow comes to a stop before you, much like a horse would, in anticipation of you mounting onto its back. Okay. You jump onto the back, which is not like a horse's back, comfortable with this, nice groove where one could easily sit. It is more a mass of wriggling snake heads and fire.
Oh god.
And as soon as as you land, you hear the booming voice of Mesut yell out, "Begin!" And technically, we could roll initiative because it does still kind of matter who goes first. Yes.
Nice. Classic Silas dies.
We'll get into a bit of a struggle between the two of you. What did you roll? Oh. Well, that would be 8 plus 6. So, Lady Yalagorth moves first. And she's going to try and hit you with a sort of whip around of her boar's head, trying to sort of catch you on the tusk. As well as, of course, to be expected, one of many snake bites. That is... That is a really high roll. Okay. I'm assuming that hits with disadvantage, of course. We'll just roll this again. Does a 23 hit? Yes, most certainly. Okay. This attack only? Okay. Then the attack of the tusk would probably hit anyways. So the tusk is... 29 points of necrotic damage. And that is her turn, making it yours. Bonus action. Mm-hmm.
I can in 5 turns.
You make like a grapple against one of the heads to hold on or something.
You can try and cut off a head. Okay, as you are making a sort of called shot, the AC will be a little higher. Yeah, just, making sure that you're aware that this is a heightened AC versus, the AC being naturally that high.
Don't forget to add your 1d4.
A 20 does not hit on this AC. Just still does not hit. That definitely meets the call shot. In total? In total? Okay. You manage to, as these snakeheads are, surrounding you, almost going around in a circle, sort of shooting back and forth, trying to test you and sometimes actually strike you. You quickly slash out towards one of them, and you do hit its neck. However, you do not manage to slice clean through, only managing to cut about halfway through before it quickly sort of moves out of range. But you deal 14 damage to that one. This is not what I'm used to in a fight. As a legendary action at the end of your turn, she is going to cast a spell. I mean, if you can. She is going to cast telekinesis to try and get you off her back. Can you go ahead and give me a strength save? Okay. The first turn is passed. Which means she is gonna... Let's see. Again, one of the snake heads strikes out at you just as Lady Yalagorth is going to buck, try and sort of throw you off. So that would be a contested strength athletics check. Oh,
Amazing.
Despite the massive +9, you manage to lock your legs in place just in time, easily keeping in place, even as the snake strikes for you. Right, hold on, disadvantage. With a 22 to hit. Okay. And then it is your turn. Okay, so you're trying to like attack a leg? Oh, okay. Strength save, you say? Yes, no, this would be a normal attack. That means all of them hit. Is this so? Is this multiple saves then? Was it once per turn? Okay. What's the DC for the 19? Okay. Very possible on 4 roll. Oh! Should not have opened my mouth. That was almost it already. Should not open my mouth. Okay. Close, but not this time. $78 damage. Okay. As a legendary action, he's going to make one more snake bite attack against you. For 26 to hit. Okay. That is going to be only 14 points of poison damage. But can you go ahead and make a DC 22 Constitution save? And I believe you actually have advantage on con saves today. What did Red do? He's gone. He's dead. Okay. You managed to resist the poison. One more turn passes. As it is her turn, she is going to just attempt to attack you again for now. So that'll be 2 attacks. What a waste of a 20. That's a 19 hit. Okay. Then the 27 definitely hits, and that would be 60 points of necrotic damage. And it'd be your turn. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, 27 does hit on the heightened AC. 6? Okay. Can you go ahead and roll me a d8? Ah, ah, ah. Okay. You do actually hit the hand that you hit before. But at the damage you dealt, unfortunately, still not enough to fully sever it. Okay. Go for that one specifically, alright? Yes, that would not reach. Does not hit. Does not hit. Oh, you get so close. Each time reaching a little bit closer with each swipe. But unfortunately, each time the head also moves further away. Because of those net ones, the next two attacks will be with advantage against you, meaning it cancels out your imposed disadvantage. Which one? And go ahead and roll me another strength save, as again it'll try to telekinesis you off its back. Okay. You find yourself lifted up 30 feet. Suddenly in the sky above. And before you fall, with a legendary action, she is going to just do one snake bite at you. As one of the heads stretches up after you, going for an attack. 30 to hit. 15 poison damage, and go ahead and give me a DC 22 con save. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Then one more turn passes, and she is going to, as you sort of fly up, she's gonna try and cast a spell to try hit you with a lightning bolt.
What is this?
So that'll be a dex save at disadvantage, given that you are in the air and not really able to move all that much. True. Okay, fair enough. Yes, it'll be a regular dex save then. Good point. Spell save is 22, so and one more.
Did you add a d4?
That'll be 26 points of lightning damage. As a bolt of lightning shoots from her mouth straight towards you. As you're sapped in the sky and now fall, what is it that you do?
Oh my gosh.
"30 feet. Right above." Okay. You push off of the air, simply down through the twisting hurricane of snakes, back onto her back. Okay. Okay. Yeah, those two hit. Okay. That is definitely enough to cut clean through that head, severing one of the snake's head and lowering the attack bonus she has for that attack. As a legendary action following that, in fact, she will immediately make one of those attacks. Missing. Oh yeah, you got another one. Okay. I'll take another advantage against you. Go ahead and roll the damage. Okay, that is enough to cut another head clean off. Make sure I 12. And
Let go, Silas, go!
it was a strength save, right? There it is. All right, so she trips. What does that do? Just prone? Okay. You almost as if she was almost like she initially sort of gave that slight bow. You see her just sort of fold in with her front legs, just making you sit at an awkward angle, kind of, but currently prone. Basically brought her to her knees. Alright, okay, I see how it is, Alright, okay. Which means we enter what is to be the last turn. She is gonna make a demonic weapon attack with her tail forming almost into this lance of fire. She is going to strike at you. The first one is a straight roll. Oof. I think that'll just hit. So close. That'll be 35 points of force damage. And as you take that damage, you will hear from Gladius. Do not get hit by that one again. And it is your turn. The tail. Okay. Go ahead. It would be a call shot, so it'll be at the higher AC. That one will hit. Okay. As a legendary attack, it will make, with that demonic weapon, one last strike. not getting the crit that it wanted. And I believe even if you took the same damage again, it would not matter. You succeed. Remaining on Yaldagor's bank for 30 seconds. She gets back up on her feet, slowly sort of trotting towards the edge of the fire, before leaning down as if to let you slide off. And before we continue, I would say let's take a 5-10 minute break. I gotta go to the bathroom. And I'll be right back.
It's definitely a Silas thing.
Yeah. Just like see how long you can stay on.
You're getting a boon of some sort.
Maybe you'll get a cool snake scarf. I mean, wouldn't that also be like keeping her safe? That would be like good for everyone.
Hmm.
She would have started riding you. Ah.
I am back.
Look at Mike.
Is everyone back?
Yeah. Am I the only one who feels like Silas flirts with animals more than His
No,
fiance.
not at all.
as
Okay,
you
all
say, as you say that you should do this again, you would definitely hear from Gladius. Maybe not. That weapon on her back has a vorpal property. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
You know
I feel like
this.
you can roll a
You've-
history check, actually.
Evelyn's cast this before.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, go ahead and
Evelyn-
roll me a history check. It's not too high of a DC. You've technically seen this before. The Warper property that you yourself have had means that if you crit, you love the creature's head off. Okay. I should probably do this later anyways. As you hop off, you'll hear from the back from Masood. And so, Lady, and as he is mid-sentence, one of the snake heads just sort of hisses at him. And he goes quiet. Oh, right. And then you hear a voice in your hand through telepathy. You are fit to carry my boon. Your hand. You outstretch your hand and you see her just sort of bow down, touching her snout to your hand. As she grants you Yaldagorth's boon. And I actually forgot to prepare the card for this one. But once per combat, when you are mounted on any willing creature of yours, you may call upon Yaldagorth's name, replacing your current mount with Yaldagorth until the end of your next turn. And I will also get you her stat block before you'll get into the next combat. Not that you're short on any of those. Well, yes, you cannot replace an enemy with Yaldagorth for a moment. Once per combat.
Pretty good.
And Freya got upset, I can see.
Yeah, I want a cool mount.
I'm sorry.
Not anymore.
Whoa. You need to be careful. Don't let him on your back anymore. He might turn you into Yaldagorth.
Oh yeah. That's a
I think
good
you just
point.
get
You-
possessed.
You sort of replace your current mount for a turn, essentially.
Poof.
What the heck?
I mean, I can now take over creature, so out of jealousy, I'll just take
Oh,
over all your mounts.
Oh, this is getting
Destroy them.
very confusing now. Oh
I
no.
want to polymorph myself into a nightmare.
All
to
right,
deceive
okay.
out Silas, but I can get poofed into.
As you ask then, as she's already sort of half turned, sort of slowly trotting back, you'll just hear in your hand, it already is.
That went really well. Impressive riding. Do we want to ask anything else here? Or we can go to Azul next for my mom. Yeah, it's worth a ask.
There's always the chance you may have gained enough favor if you ask. If they have any insights on Baphomet, they might share that with you.
Go do that. Kind of wave everybody if that's okay.
Mm-hmm. What? More? The boon of Mesut is not so easily granted to one of a less bestial persuasion.
You say that. Baphomet.
Ah, the goat. Bestial, at least from the outside, but a beast of a different kind. So you want a boon of knowledge? You see him almost sort of stroking his chin as if deliberately trying to draw out the moment. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Sorry. I didn't say anything.
Listen, you showed up. You came in fire.
Oh. I was gonna ask for a different boon though.
You still have no, that don't help me.
I can't help it. It was a 5 overall.
I suppose the most I can say is Watch out for its horns.
That makes sense.
Any time.
I have more
Any
of it.
beast invests into a means of self-defense, they're worth looking out for.
I have more of a question of after Baphomet. If we can indeed, well, leave the hells into the material altogether, what do you think you will find yourself doing?
Many demons in their houses have their trades to ply, deals to offer, favor to curry. I assume most of us will continue our trains. Most of these trains remain the same in mortal and immortal realms. Entertainment, labor, or Mammon and his coin.
Of course. I was wondering if I could offer you something in that regard, your specialty, to represent you in the material plane if you were to assist with the, well, they're pretty nice, but lesser beasts of that realm. It'd be of great use to us to have eyes and ears in the wilds in our fight against the Blight. Certainly a beast sees much more than many of us, indicating like humanoids. I would represent you well to those in power, such that they would not hunt you, the beasts, or any others, or conduct themselves unworthily toward you.
Perhaps a change of plane is a good time to step out from certain shadows, especially if avenues should open if the Lord of Contracts be gone. I'll consider your offer.
Understood. I suppose we will get on with that then. Any knowledge against the Blight, against a, well, dishonorable enemy, would benefit both of us.
If such knowledge would be held by any of us, you would hear it willingly. Alas, probing the Blight is no such easy thing. I'm sure you've learned yourself by now.
True, but even observing how or when it spreads more or faster or slower could be helpful.
It consumes souls. When death occurs, the Blight feeds. Even in this realm, when demons die, they are not entirely safe. Yes, they reincarnate quick. They stay bound to their bodies. But if such a body is destroyed completely, too close to the reaches of the blight. Fiends may get lost. Such death feeds the blight, as would the coin of our realm. In a way, Mammon holds great power. In a day he could end us all, were he to empty his vaults into the reaches of the black ooze. Not that he would ever willingly part from his treasures.
I kind of look at Evelyn to see if she has any follow-on questions that might be helpful for her research.
We are planning on also visiting Maman. Any words or thoughts on dealing with him?
Mammon is a glutton. He is greed incarnate. He may present himself cunning, a deal maker, much like Baphomet. But it is always profit that controls his heart.
Right.
Well, thank you again for your words of wisdom. I suppose we will be on our way. Oh, yeah. The black coins that my mom deals in. Does he hold most all of them?
If there were a bank here, it would be called Mammon.
Very well. I wish that we could have earned your boon as well, but you do not think it compatible. I would not ask it of you.
Perhaps a few years of devolution, and you and my kind could speak again.
I'll keep that in mind.
He gives you a wide grin.
Uh-huh. Guess we head out then. Oh my god. What a savage.
Oh.
He is flirting with all of them now.
Good God.
I mean,
Aren't you already furry?
you are. I just find it hysterical that Silas like does not necessarily outright flirt with Lenora. Definitely like they have their moments, but it's almost like he's the one that gets bashful. But then he makes statements to anything that's like it's kind of like that guy that walks past like a nice car and he's like, "Hey, that's nice looking." Like, right?
Yeah, no, that sounds right.
Lorana. And until you named a frog after her.
Let's not talk about that. That was a dark chapter in Silas's past. It was dark because there was no daylight, because you were in the Underdark. Doesn't count. What happens in the Underdark stays in the Underdark.
I mean, technically, I think Evelyn helped you get that greater nightmare, but you know, we're not necessarily keeping count or anything. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, when we say a group effort, I feel like it was more of like an Evelyn Silas effort.
Mm,
No, no, no. No, no, no,
I'm only
no, don't worry
responsible
about
for the other bounce he has.
it.
It's fine. You can have this.
all right. So where you headed off to now?
Is Silas hurt, by the way?
After fine.
I just
Let's
wanted to
have
make
a
sure you weren't
rest
like.
time.
Yeah, easily enough you could have a short rest before moving on.
All right, Azul or Mamon?
Which one was it, Zul again?
The one that like charmed y'all.
I love Azul so much. She's my bae.
Now they like have like quiet conversations with each other.
I had a late night Discord call.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. Beggar, I think that should I legitimately think that should be part of his boon. He's immune to any other charms.
Unless they're a mount.
While on a mount, yes.
Unless they have a better mount, then he might have mount envy.
Okay.
Oh no.
Not where I thought today's session was gonna go. I thought when you got to Azul, things would get weird, but I didn't expect it to be. When
Our
you get to
characters
the
have
other.
changed over the last 3 months.
Damn, yeah. The war changes you, I guess.
Wow.
You haven't seen a human face for a week.
Oh no. Oh, let's
No,
go to
it's
Azul
very
then.
character.
Before heading there, Evelyn will at least like try and tell people to keep their like defenses up, like don't get sucked into it, like be very focused on the fact that the last time we were there they were instantly like charmed.
I suppose. I don't know if we're
I don't necessarily even know
about-
it's something that they're doing intentionally. I think it's just part of them. Sometimes it's probably intentional, but I also think that it's just part of her lying.
I suppose I might cast a big boy spell on myself. I think I'll cast Foresight on myself for this purpose. So I think you're right.
Okay, you make your way to Azul's house of entertainment. Azul's bar. As you wander the street towards Sand Bar, as you cross one of the city's sort of monolithic bridges, just spanning across the deep furrows and cracks in the ground, as you look over the edge, deep into the reaches of the abyss, you see this distant shimmer, which you realize is the shield. Same as above, it spans across the city below, a complete sphere. And soon enough, you arrive at the bar. The bar has changed since your last visit. It is not visually any different. Rather, it looks much the same, even down to its host. But the atmosphere could not be any more different. Not loud or boastful, not hazy with rank and loose debauchery. A tenseness hangs in the air. A calm lies across each table. And as, of course, all eyes on you turn at your entrance, the starkest difference between your first arrival is clear. Leering curiosity and comical interest has given way to a more contemplative intrigue. Even glimmers of respect and fear. A quiet settles over the bar at your entry, not for want of conversation or eavesdropping, but simply to give you space.
I suppose we head in toward the. I think Azul had just kind of popped up in the middle last time.
You remember her stepping forth from
Yeah.
the sort of curtain of molten magma. You just step on in,
Yeah.
wander into the area of the bar. As you would step forward, you would catch the eye of one of the bar's larger hosts. She, in fact, puts down what she's holding and, with two of her arms, directs you towards the curtain of lava.
Thanks. I'll try to project more chillness than seems to be in the bar at the moment. More casual. Making it clear we're not trying to be a threat there.
Many eyes follow you, though none speak up nor bar your way as you make your way towards the other side. As you near the lava, there's a sweltering heat, almost like a wall that doesn't quite dissipate into the rest of the room.
Okay, I mean, I presume that she knows we're here. I will offer a brief poem as a entrance to I don't know. I recall like some poem or poetry from my times in the like various bars and offer a something that's like a tale of a beautiful and cunning like warrior or something along those lines as a sign of respect.
Okay. As
Bonus
you
check.
begin speaking, you would see the curtain of lava part just enough to form an entrance of sword. Not one you can see beyond. Most of what you see is just darkness. But the tiefling closest to you speaks up. You should go ahead. Not like she doesn't await you. But are you sure you don't want to go in alone? He narrows his eyes a little, and the company that has followed you this far.
Does she usually take people alone?
Hey, you wanna waltz in there with your retinue? It's your choice.
Insight check.
He gives you this sly smirk. Go ahead and insight.
Is this guy like serious that it will have negative consequences, or just trying to draw me into something?
He.
That
What
is
did you roll?
a 21. 21. Yeah.
He does seem serious, like casually serious. There's a clear implication that you should approach her alone. More so made somewhat in jest, but also in honesty.
Right. I switched to a poem about a stupid warrior. All right, you guys stay here. Bravely he restrode. Let's do it.
All right.
Oh no.
As you enter alone,
Most of his interactions have been with her, one-on-one anyways. It's,
Brett, can you go ahead and draw me a wisdom save real quick?
Hopefully he's done everything he can to prepare
Natural
himself
20.
mentally for this. Hey!
Just let me succeed it forever, okay? Please.
Yes, you.
She's not
enter
alone.
Natural 20. Oh,
the
come
back
on.
room.
This is not fair. Yeah, no. No. You definitely do.
Ah,
That's right.
the hero come for his prize. The knight for his princess, or perhaps the servant to his mistress. You see her give this almost elaborate twirl. What do you think? A little bit of subtlety for the mortal realm. To stand out is desired, but one must fit in or be disdained.
Is she referring to her appearance at the moment?
It would appear that that is what she is referring to.
Yeah, sure. You could pass
You
for
hear
my
a
sister.
giggle from the surrounding fiends as you say that.
I make it very clear she could pass as my sister. Not missing the implication that I'm not here for craziness.
She gives a slight motion of the hand, and you see the others get up and slowly walk out, definitely making sure to put extra sway into their step as they leave. So, only one stem left, albeit the leap. Already he's fuming, consumed not only by his hatred for you, but all of his line, all of us, for failing or standing by. He'll be cornered, his most powerful. But he'll be inattentive. He's losing it. And all because of one little half-demon heir.
One little half demon heir, really. I'm gonna switch myself over. Bit more than that now.
Glides past you as you change. Her breath warm and floral, her presence a summer's breeze. You wanted something from me, did you not? Ask it.
Two things. One, a boon for dealing with him. I know that you promised that after he had lost, but he has already lost. He's already mortal. What more loss could there be? The rest is a formality. I bluff. I mean, there's some truth in there, but...
And two?
To think about after we leave this place, as you already have been.
I've thought about after. And is that all? Nothing more to ask?
What more do you offer?
In my experience, the mortal understanding of passion is limited. A shortage of time leaves perspective incomplete. Baphomet and I were much closer once. She smiles devilishly in a way that makes your blood boil, but not in anger. Not like that, but I like where your mind goes. No, our domains are similar, familial. You've heard the phrase. A coin, two sides. There are many sides to passion. The true depth. Can you understand them?
Suppose hatred is a type of passion. I think I can understand that. If that's what you mean.
For now and after, I offer you a greater boon, a connection, a patronage of sorts. True love, passion, want, the concept of the thing beyond the simple scope of mortals or succubi and incubi. Love and passion govern the soul, a thing that perseveres through its own ending, eternal and ever distant, to be longed for, to be desired. But I would have you reach closer to it than you have ever before. A depth of connection and takes your heart.
What? With you, I presume.
Well,
Is that what I'm understanding?
who else is in the room right now? The anathema of love is not hate. The two are closer than you think. Just as grief and greed and envy. The opposite of passion is apathy. It is logic and reason, the things you can explain. The death of drive. And so I would have you experience it all. The depths of it. Of us. Have greed. Have hate. So you can love more purely those you would grieve. Does that sound affable to you? She leans in close, waiting for your answer.
Okay. In short, it's not far off. I am very interested. I should point out, as you probably already know, that love is something that doesn't come with a price. If there's a price, that's not what it is. So, what I'm saying is this. I am actually I love the concept that love could overcome hatred. That you, for example, as you enter the world, the material, could lead the world, those of us, toward a better place. Where there's less killing, less blight. I find that very noble. I find that concept of who you could be something I could love. If you think that's who you could be, I could say yes.
Well, there is really only one way to find out. If only for a moment to lose yourself. She leans in real close.
God. Oh, no.
The one way to seal her deal. Now, out of character, just so you know what you're getting into, You will not get a warlock level, but it is pretty similar. You will receive a greater boon, which may give you occasionally some flaws at the price of some fairly strong feats.
So I get what you're saying. It's just that like, does it matter at all that I don't want to negotiate for that. How do I explain this? Rhett's intention is to try to show her that like positively and freely giving things and leading people toward that is better than negotiating for something that's in a way false, as it's for a price. So I don't know how to like he's gonna say yes, but his intention isn't the deal in the same way that she's thinking about it. I don't know if there's any kind of like persuasion that I can roll over time to move her persona toward the better thing. Does that make sense?
So what you're saying is I can fix her.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly accurate.
That's more of a that would be something sort of outside of this deal, like outside of her granting you this boon.
Okay.
And
I guess is there a way to show her, hey, you're actually liked even though it's not for the power? That I can like give up some aspect of power in exchange for like actual helping along that lines. Does that make sense?
That might be something you'd have to get into down the line.
Okay.
Because in the context of this deal, which represents sort of the first step of connection, it would be difficult to convey something that's almost advanced in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, yeah.
I'm not promising that you can fix her, by the way. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah. But like Rhett already thinks he needs to fix most of these, like in general, most of these things before they're on the material plane.
Okay. Then, as
I will very tenderly take her, and not for the sake of the deal. Yes.
Lets you inherit the first, perhaps, of multiple kisses. You gain the boon of ruinous devotion. Can take some time to read that. And you also gain the first charge of a divine action, which you receive basically in place of a divine inspiration and can later exchange divine inspirations for, should you choose to.
That's ridiculous. Does this hazardous flame count as a charm then?
Technically, yes. For any purposes, then.
Well, as the like, this kiss requires charmed, but I don't have many.
Yes, that would count
spells.
for it.
I don't have many things that do charmed because charmed isn't that great.
No,
otherwise.
the fling would certainly count.
Are you going to take Baphomet for a hazardous fling?
Absolutely. Hey,
Let
baby.
me just quickly. I have not
Mwah.
actually checked if he's immune to being charmed. I just gotta check real quick. Okay, good to know. Good to know.
I'm sure that he is.
Just
He
you
must
know,
be,
just
but-
had to check.
Dance with me. You are not Lord of Hatred, you are Lord of the Dance. Let's go. Exactly.
And now we dance.
Turn around. Yeah.
That would switch up the mood of the
Wow.
campaign, wouldn't it?
Oh my goodness.
Every fight is now just like a passionate dance off.
The dance. I have truly become.
Oh my god! Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
Yes. I've truly become the Bard of Bards.
Horrible. Horrible.
I've done this.
Listen, this flaw is not even that much of a flaw. I've seen Rhett get
Where's
mad
the where's the
before.
flaw? Where's the flaw?
Well,
There is
hateful.
one portion of it that is sort of in the
Vicious rebuke. Yeah.
part of the vicious rebuke.
But when you're pissed off, you don't want to fight anybody else, anyways.
Yeah.
I feel like this is already Rhett. It's just amplifying.
Well,
it a
we'll see
50-50.
about how he feels about it when he's like really locked in on someone, and then you also go down. You know,
It's fine. Rhett doesn't pick me up anyways half the time.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
No.
Damn.
In the sense of like,
True.
in a
no,
very
it's-
practical way of like, hey,
You
I
get
need to
yourself
take
up.
this thing out before. Otherwise, she's just gonna keep getting knocked down. He generally waits till it's a little safer, for the most part.
Then the deal is sealed as, for a moment, your lips lock. Through that connection, you feel a surge of power, of strength. You feel for a moment as if everything that you do feel, stress, anxiety, the tenseness of the situation, for a second, everything is heightened. And you're not quite sure if it then ebbs or you simply adjust to this new feeling. But as you return, it feels as though you return to normal.
Can I, even though it wasn't part of the deal, just as a free gift, for free, can I give her this like pain and solitude? Give her advantage on Constitution saves.
The feature from your hands?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll just give her that for free. And then also a bardic inspiration. Just as like toward my goal of showing you can give things away for free. True love
She
actually
gives you
exists.
I mean, she's been giving you a devilish smile the whole time, pretty much.
Yeah.
She gives you a wink as you bequeath her a gift. Now, There's only one thing that you really need to do. Because should you fail, I wonder if anyone will be able to recognize the state of Colchis afterward.
Yeah. But we won't do that.
When you face him, watch closely what the absence of love can do to a person. When all those closest see you only for your power and your fear, and how they see you when all of them is stripped away.
I'm sorry. Could you just be a little bit more clear?
Baphomet is nothing but hatred. There is no balance. And you've just removed all of his support. A castle without a foundation. Watch closely how it topples. For some of your friends are not so different from him.
Full of hate.
Perhaps not hate, but a singular drive. Without that connection that makes it all worthwhile.
Ah. Now I understand.
She slowly leans back again.
Well, I'll see you on the other side.
Did Rhett like tip his hat as he walked away?
No.
She does give you a wink as you turn to leave.
I whistle on my way.
And you return to the others. As you step back out into the bar, the curtain of lava once again closes behind you.
Rhett whistling as he walks out.
Yep.
Evan's eyes absolutely narrow on him.
Though a different kind. The tiefling that gave you the advice also gives you a wink before he returns to playing his instrument.
Very important question.
I just had an idea and it's the worst thing ever.
Sure.
I'll tell you after session.
Oh, it's that pattern. Feeling all right there, Rhett?
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I got my point across, but
As he
Sure
gets
it'll-
closer, Evelyn's going to just kind of reach out and try and cast Identify to see if he got charmed.
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Oh, 15 plus... Arcana is... 26.
You can easily tell that there is no sort of spell active or enchantment on Rent. But there is something different. It almost reads distantly like an enchantment. But it's much more complex. Something you'd know only a wish could remove. A boon granted like a higher being usually has that sort of complexity.
I kind of lean back and
It doesn't really
look
give
up
off
at him.
any sort of direct maliciousness. So it's not like a greater curse or anything of the sort.
Right.
Because you have had experiences with those. But there's definitely something different.
Yeah, she's cast Identify enough times on Red to be like, you're different.
we came
So-
to an agreement, like seeing her do this. We
Yeah,
came to an
yeah.
agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily a cause for concern. I tried to make a point to her on, well, how do we put this? A purity of intention, but we'll see how it goes.
Right.
Not my first choice, to be honest, but this makes her at least more open to future input, I think. To assault me? No. Oh, could be. You always feel something when you walk in, but I think I'm okay. Oh dear. That is not even that innuendo of a word. We'll see if what I left eventually penetrates her.
Okay. All right.
If you want to go that way, fine.
I was just quietly
Okay.
chuckling over the purity of intention, and my brain went like, "Purity, really?
This is
I don't
lovely.
know.
So
That's
he
a
looks
new
around.
concept to her."
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's. I'm acknowledging it's a new concept to her.
Yes, yes. Well, as long as it's not problematic and hopefully beneficial. Right.
Yeah. Let's bounce.
All right.
Oh, I did find a
You-
way, apparently, with this to get black coins, but you gotta kill things to do that, apparently. Yeah.
Most likely things with a soul, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we've killed lots of things with souls.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Also
Well,
true.
it's just something to keep in mind.
On that note, did we want to go visit Mammon, or
Probably
how are you all
should.
feeling?
I feel great.
I feel like I just kissed a demigod of hell, but Yeah. That's how you do deals, apparently.
Unsurprising.
All right, but hold on a second.
Whoa. Now you're pulling out of character stuff into in character.
But you also did say flirty to animals in that sentence. All right.
Guess we will make
You
our way.
step out of the house of entertainment.
Yeah, like another 45 minutes, maybe. Be good.
I'm assuming your meeting with Momon won't take quite as long, so
Sounds good.
Red's not going to go into a private room with Maman, so should be all right.
well, there
Unless he wants
isn't
to bring him
so
into a
much
dance.
as
So-
a private room. As you make your way over to Mamon's abode, you find yourself entering a massively long hall. Along its sides, along the pillars, there are multiple tiers sort of surrounding this great center hall, where there are just tables upon tables, all crewed and manned by fiends, working over books. But of course, catching your attention just beyond the glimmer of glistening gold is the massive form of Mammon, the greater fiend of greed.
I haven't seen Maman before. Dude, who are these guys?
Oh, they arrive, and on winds of fortune, not yet lost to the air. All the black gold of the city, all of its hues and splendor. They would not have told of the outcome of your arrival.
You see him step forward, and as he does, sort of step away from the pile of gold, there's almost this shimmer as if he moves through an illusion or a demi-plane.
I know I just kissed the other one, but I love his beard.
Bets were hedged. Gold changed hands, and yet the wheel churns and churns. A lot of good hands were lost, paid to advance on your hold. Perhaps there is a debt for you to settle here.
So, since we're of your own violation, and hardly our debt to pay.
I jest. They were paid well in advance. No debt incurred. But one has to try.
Of course.
In fact, if any at all, I should owe you. You in particular.
He points towards Evelyn.
Deals are made on often equal terms, though perhaps not viewed as such. In such case, it isn't our providence to take what is owed early. And the wait is torturous. And yet, in just a few days, coffers filled and spilled, black gold overflow. All thanks to you. And your own flavor of greed. We profited greatly at the investment returned early. But one does take a little offense at the fact that we must watch from outside. A deal not struck with us, but lesser craftsmen of deals. A weight on the heart. But the gold does soothe.
Are you implying you could reverse that deal?
Reversing such a profitable enterprise. You hurt me.
Uh-huh.
No,
You see him sort of slowly turn around towards the piles of gold.
one supposes the gold is already here. But is that truly what you want? Have you not too profited greatly, sleeping saint?
That isn't, unfortunately, what we are here for at the moment. We have other matters at hand to consider.
Oh, I know. The old goat. A troubling development.
One we hope to remove shortly.
Do you truly have what it takes? Little help you'll get. His contracts are ironclad, despite his focus on exchanges less profitable.
Speaking on those contracts, obviously we don't anticipate any help, but I am curious if the contracts bind you to help any further.
Well, let's say my brothers never feared me for my military might. They know where my desires lie. I suppose I bear them openly. I always choose the more profitable venture. And the side I choose may not necessarily want for coin. Though attack directly, my bloodline may not, lest we face the wrath of.
And he gives a slight bow, and you see one of the Knights of Hell in your escort bow back.
We didn't have the opportunity to speak with you before, but when we remove Baphomet fully, our intention is to potentially offer the material realm as an escape from the Blight.
Such is as I've heard. You're leading somewhere.
Your gold obviously makes plenty of sense in this realm. But your methods may be more concerning in the material realm. We would have to balance. Obviously, you understand the pros and cons of the price of bringing you with us to the material realm.
Oh, rest assured that none of these coins were given against their will. It is the nature of a deal. All these coins made willingly. It was that fact that makes them so precious. And our dealings have always been in the mortal realms. Not much, I imagine, would change at all. But then perhaps I shall grant you some tribute for your graciousness of accepting us into your home, worthy of your or our future endeavors.
I have little value for myself in souls. What tribute could you offer?
Many souls trade for many things. Souls hold power, not only to mankind, though you may trade them for all sorts of allegiances and favors. You'll be marching more than an army out of these hellish lands. Surely, many of them could be of valuable service.
More interestingly to me is how you capture the souls in the first place.
Ah, the art of the deal. Who in their darkest hours has not pleaded to the dark corners of their rooms? willing away their soul for a taste of vengeance, a taste of riches, or whatever fancy strikes the mortals that day.
Have you had any issue gathering your souls?
Hmm. None for a long time. One has its means to know when the contract is about to expire. To be there in time to collect. It is really the most basic of our services.
Have you heard of a realm referred to as the Garden of Souls?
Oh, terrible, terrible. A repository of souls, frailly captured, a horde with no dragon to guard.
I've heard there's potential of issues with the souls arriving there.
Yes. Farriers the garden has not. Could you imagine, left to wander, finding your way towards some mystical garden, all on your own, when you've just had the worst experience of your life, its end?
But I've also heard
Perhaps you too would avoid such a fate. Offer yourself to circulate in an honorable cause of coin and cobble.
I can see the honor there, but I'm not quite ready to believe that my soul is in any peril. That said, I've understood that the blight also consumes souls.
Hmm. A loss and nothing else. Terrible. Could not imagine if my horde got anywhere close to that thing.
As it seems that souls are currently having an issue arriving anywhere other than within your coffers, could you, if you came to the material realm, possibly offer a service of holding any errant souls?
Of course. But there is always the question of at what rate.
Which that is negotiable. But at the same point, it could keep any potential lost wandering souls from simply being devoured by the blight and empowering it to grow even faster and steal more.
It would not be a problem. We do offer insurances, banking services against certain fees.
Then I
Cool,
think if
It's he saying in exchange for some right, he would be willing to save the souls of those on the material realm and release them when they would not be absorbed by the blight.
that's what I'm saying, if he's willing to negotiate, and it seems like for a fee, yes.
That seems a very honorable sacrifice. Interesting.
Sacrifice? No, not at all. Profit always goes both ways. The best deal is a deal that profits both parties. For there are more to be had in the future.
Amon requires mortal lives to exist, souls to move into currency, to have his own wealth grow. The extension of the material realm sounds like it would eventually, potentially, either end Mamon's resources or bankrupt him. But I'm sure we would have to negotiate what that price was for his service while we dealt with the blight.
Yeah. What would that be?
Well, let us talk numbers when we've moved on to prettier halls. As long as we understand each other, we can comply.
I think if we can reach a reasonable fee, then that is a service we'd be interested in for the material realm. And something that would easily allow mortals on the material plane to be far more accommodating to your revival. But I think the smaller details will be sufficient to negotiate after Baphomet has been dealt with.
It would please me greatly to negotiate in a hall, say, made of onyx, decorated with his guts. Then perhaps, Chamberlain, do go and fetch our guests some black gold coin. 3 Felgod souls should be more than an adequate amount.
What kind of souls did you just say?
3 fell god souls.
I think that'll buy your stupid lunar devil and then some.
Or more. I don't know if I could interest you in a side wager.
Oh.
Which would be...
I don't know how this works, but I want to offer him insider information that he can use in his betting.
For what exactly?
Like he gives me a little bit more black gold now. In exchange for this information he can profit more on in his betting pools. I don't know if that makes any sense.
If your knowledge is any, then I do not already possess. Certainly.
Alright. I'm gonna go whisper in his ear.
He's gonna kiss him.
Oh yeah.
Mwah.
Nah.
What is it that you trade?
I wanted to tell him that it won't, contrary to popular belief, it will not be my own who walks into the halls of Baphomet, that of Ram. So someone was betting in specific words that I was going to walk in.
Curious bit of knowledge. Chamberlain, fetch 5 more souls of the false king. Do you understand
And
how
one false king soul, please.
our currency works?
Not the slightest idea.
These souls are not the souls of what it says on the coin. It merely denotes the size of soul inside. Our greatest, the soul of a fell god, worth the same as 10 souls of a false king.
Oh.
Worth the same as 10 souls of a coward knight. Worth the same as 10 souls of a wretch.
Okay.
Highly encourage you to visit the market. You'll have an understanding of the value of souls.
Thanks. We're walking away with 8 souls of a fell god. in total?
3 souls of a fell god and 5 souls of a false king.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it gave us 3.5. Okay.
Essentially.
That's not bad. I'll take it. It really does.
Oh.
All right. You step back out into the city. And I believe this would be a great time for now to call it for the day. As we are close to coming up on time.
Mm.
Well,
Alright.
if we're actually, are there like items in the market available to buy?
Yes. In
What
fact, there would
could we
be.
perhaps have that list before we break?
Sure.
So we can
sure.
consider it over,
Yeah. We that is probably a smart idea. I will probably just clean out the Emporium because that would have changed anyways, and post them in there.
Okay.
Give me a sec, because most of them are in card form. So,
Yeah.
Sure.
But thank you for session, Tycho.
Yes,
thank you guys for session. It was a good time. Good time back.
Yay.
And
Did
I
it.
believe, yeah.
Yes.
Next session would be, I believe, the 27th.